So I had the opportunity to have a talk with an amazing female. She's gonna share you guys about a suicidal experience she had with her friend. Listen, but listen good.
Okay, well, I'm a pilot, and I had one of my friends come up to me and confess that she just didn't want to live anymore, that she just could not physically take the stress. She had been raped, she had been beaten, and was just done with life. She was like, I can't take it anymore, I'm done. And I said, before you decide to do it, let me take you in the air. She goes, yes, take a suicidal person in a plane. Good idea. I'm like, no. Let me take you and show you what you're going to leave behind on this planet. And she goes, okay. So I took her up, and we were just, we were 4,000 feet in the air, and I told her, see those cars? She goes, yeah, they're so tiny. Like, they're so tiny. I'm like, you see that semi-truck? She goes, that's a semi-truck? And semi-trucks are huge. They're big. From the sky, they're ants. And I said, you know how you sit there and you think your problems are so big, like no one would ever understand, they're just mountains in front of you. I'm like, you think those semi-trucks are big? She goes, yeah. I'm like, from the sky, are they big? And she goes, no. I'm like, now think about your problems. Looking down on them from anyone else's view, are they as big? She said no. I'm like, now think God's perspective. You can only see so far in front of you in your life. Put God in the picture and ask his opinion of the situation. And she just sat there in silence, and I landed the plane, and we got off, and I asked her, now, how big are your problems? And she goes, she kind of looked at me, and I went, now don't misundertake me. They are valid. I understand. What you went through was horrible. It was not fair. But give it to God. Because if you hold on to that, what good is that going to bring you? By holding on to hate and anger and wanting to kill yourself, what is that going to bring you in life? But nothing but sorrow and anger. I was like, if I had let go of the flight controls, would we have crashed the plane? She goes, yeah. I'm like, because I know what I'm doing, I kept us safe. She goes, I'm like, I have my license. I know what I'm doing. Correct. God knows what he's doing. He made you. He knew everything that was ever going to happen to you. As horrible as what happened, he knew it was going to happen. But you know what? You can turn that for good. Now you can go and maybe with another girl who doesn't feel like living anymore, you can share with her, I've been through what you've been through, and you can get through it. And so that's just what I try to tell people, I get life sucks more than most people. I get it. But I've always been told, and I had to take that for myself, was what good is holding on to hate, holding on to anger? Because again, at the end of the day, it hurts no one but yourself. And I told her, by being hateful of the guy who raped you, is he sorry about it? Probably not. Hopefully whenever in the future when God works on his heart, he'll be sorry. He's not sorry right now. All this anger and hate, it's hurting just you. And it's hurting God, because you're his child. So how would you feel you had a daughter who you knew was angry and hate and just hated herself? You'd feel that in your heart, because that's your child. You're God's child. So you are hurting his heart. And she kind of sat there and looked at me, and I was like, can't really argue with you now, can you? And she's like, no, I can't. And now she has moved on to start her own women's ministry, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me at the moment, but she now takes girls who have been raped straight out of the hospital and shows them how to come back and how to fight back. I don't mean physically, I mean emotionally. Because, she went from wanting to kill herself to now saving other lives. And so that's why I just tell people is that, at the moment, does it feel like it's impossible? Yes. There's been many times where I've been like, is it worth it anymore? Really? Is it really worth it to keep on living? And then I tell people, yeah, it is. Because think about it. You never know whose life you can change just by saying hello, or being kind, or showing God's love. And so that's what I always tell people.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course.